One. 1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
Mike the Truth Jackson, back with another edition of Fighters Talk, and I'm hanging out with my girl, Bebe Lace, and we're at the Golden Nugget Hotel and Casino, where Legacy 48 will be taking place tomorrow night. How you feeling?
Good, I'm feeling good.
You got a nice little bottle of Perrier water. You know, I'm not a fan of carbonated water for some reason. You like carbonated water?
Yeah, I have acid reflux, so it helps me a lot.
I don't have that either. Tomorrow night you'll be taking on Tanya Lace for the Legacy Amateur title. I don't, you know, it's funny because some people like to make up their own belts these days. I mean, how do you feel about fighting for the 110 title?
I mean, I was hoping it was for 105 because that's the weight class. But
Now, well, real quick, you competed in various weight classes from 105 all the way up to 115. Is that something that you I mean, are you okay with that, or would you eventually like to find a weight class and stick with it?
I mean, I'd rather fight 105, but I'd rather fight 115 than not fight at all. You know, it's really tough to find. I guess amateurs don't want to cut weight, or just big girls want to fight me. I don't know. It's just been the way my amateur's career's been. I've had to fight wherever.
Now, for you, is there, like, what do you walk around at? Like, is it a hard cut to make 105? Is it hard for you to put on weight at 115? Like, what, you know, is a good weight for you?
105 is good for me. I walk around like 115, but I'm pretty lean, so getting down to 105 is pretty hard. But I mean, I fought at 115 once and had to drink, you know, on the scale to make weight. So I like 105. I like.
Good weight. Maybe we should get a Legacy 105 title here next. I mean, hey, dual champion. Look at that. Champion weight, different weight classes. But again, you're taking on Tanya tomorrow for the belt. And how do you feel about taking on someone in their backyard?
I like it. It gives me pressure to finish them, and that's what I'm going to do. She's here. She's from Louisiana. It's pretty cool, an honor to fight her because I know she's a veteran. She was a colonel, I think, in the Army. So it's cool. Much respect to her, but I'm definitely looking for the finish tomorrow.
Do you know anything about Tanya?
No. I've learned through so many amateur fights that I cannot look at my opponents anymore, you know. I let my coach look her up. I really knew nothing about her at all, except that I just found out that she was a veteran. But, yeah, I don't like looking them up. I just like to work on the best me and show up and see how mature I've grown as a fighter, to see if I can adjust, you know, during the fight, and that's about it.
Now, your last fight, it took place in Houston. You were taking on an elderly, or not that. That's a bad word to use. Not elderly, an older woman. I can't remember her name. What was her name? Denise Bruckner. Mm-hmm. Ah, look at that. I remember the name. You took on Denise Bruckner. What did you learn from that fight? You put on a great show, but what did you take from that fight?
Man, I learned not to look up my opponents, you know. She was old. I mean, I fought a lot of various women, you know, and she was older, and I thought age was going to get to her. It did not. She had a gas tank. She was strong. She was a bodybuilder or a fitness competitor. So she was super strong, and I really hate that people find out her age and say that because it was really a tough fight, and she was a good athlete. So
yeah, definitely not taking anything from her, especially with her age. But you learn, you know, to allow your coaches to handle your fight research. I'm assuming your coaches did the same for this upcoming fight.
Yeah, he looked her up. I know he did. I didn't look her up at all. But I also, I mean, I don't know if he secretly trained me a certain way for her, but I also asked him not to tell me about her. You know, no game plan and stuff. Like I said, I'm really trying to mature as a fighter and see if I can just, you know, adapt to the fight. see if I can just show up and make it happen.
Now, typically you have some fighters who compete for a title, they'll win a title, maybe defend the belt once, and then they go pro. You've had quite a few amateur fights in Muay Thai, kickboxing, as well as MMA. What's next for you after this fight?
Oh man, there's always been things that people ask me all the time when I'm turning pro. I'm not in a rush, but I would like to turn pro, but things always come up. This last time, I was new to MMA, so I wanted to get more experience in MMA after my Muay Thai AMI career. And now that I'm moving to another state, I'm moving to California, I'm going to train under CSA. It's understandable he's going to take me through a couple more AMIs just to get to know me, you know, and get to know us together before I turn pro. And I think with my marketability, I think with my following, there's a lot of pressure when I turn pro. So I have to be prepared for the pressure, the level of promotion, the level of opponents I'm going to have. So I don't mind taking a little more time. Sorry to the fans who are waiting for it, but promise you when it happens, it's going to be great, and you know, I'm going to do well.
Yeah, you mentioned, like you said, you are moving. What prompted this move to, across the country?
You know, it's originally it was family. I've been away from family for a long time, and my mom needed help. But it was also, I think, my life in general has nothing to do with my coaches or my job or anything. It was getting stagnant. It was getting routine, and I always like to challenge myself, you know. And I think just moving to a new place, new gym, more challenges, it will bring out the better in me. I think that's how I can get to the next level. It's just changing my scenery and challenging myself.
Now, we know you cross-train quite a bit. You do travel, and you've been out to CSA several times. What do you feel they bring to the table, and how can they make you a better fighter?
Oh, the number of women. I have a lot of, at 4 ounce, there's a lot of guys my size, but most of them are teens. And so, you know, they're preoccupied with school and everything, so they're kind of seasonal training partners for me. Man, at CSA, I fell in love with how many women there were, and a lot of them close to my size. It's just a different level of competition for women to be able to train with women. You know, the sport has grown so much to where there are places where there's like 10 female fighters in one place, and they're just scrappier. Men, you know, sometimes either they have to hold back or you have to train with people that's not that experienced, but with women, man, they're scrappy, they bring it, they push you the right way, and it's just fun having girls around, you know. I'm tired of guys. Tired of y'all.
I understand. I know after this fight, coming up in the new year, you'll be stepping back into the ring for some Muay Thai with Lion fights. Tell us how that fight came about.
Coach K from CSA, it was pretty cool. He was like, yo, when you come out, you want to fight? And I was like, yeah. You know, I've done 14 plus fights in 3 years. If you can do the numbers, that's a fight every month. So I like to stay active, and I was like, yeah, coach, I want to fight. He texted me back 4 hours later, you got to fight, Lion fight, January 29th. When you come, get ready to suit up. I'm like, oh, I like that, you know. So I'm excited to fight for Lion fights. They really uphold the art of Muay Thai, and they have wonderful refs, and I'm really excited to, you know, be a part of that.
You're going out there for the Muay Thai now. Is this something that you're going to do more consistently? Because on the West Coast, you get a little bit more kickboxing Muay Thai than what you do out here in Texas. Do you feel you're going to have more kickboxing Muay Thai fights, or do you feel you're going to continue the trend with MMA?
You know, I don't like to wait. So whatever comes my way, I'm going to take it. I'm going to, of course, I'm looking for everything, whether it be a bunch of MMA, a bunch of Muay Thai, whatever comes. But I will say, and I might get in some trouble for saying this, but I've never had a problem getting a Muay Thai opponent. I have fought, you know, I've fought as a person with 1 fight. I fought a girl with 10 fights. And I've had girls that debut and fight me with 6 fights, you know. Muay Thai girls are always down, you know, they're down to fight. I have a lot more trouble with MMA. I don't know if it's the community that is so concerned about records, about undefeated records and all that, that poses the challenge of them taking the fight. But yeah, so I think it'll be more Muay Thai fights, but I'm ready to take anything. I just want to stay active.
This will be your last fight under Crew Bob. What kind of emotions are going on with this? You know, you've been with him for quite a while. You could say he's your first real head coach. What type of emotions are going through your mind, and have you talked to him and seen how he feels about this?
Yeah, it's the last one. Well, I wouldn't say the last one. Every fight I take, whether he's in my corner or not, it's a fight with him, it's a fight for him, you know, because you can't do anything without fundamentals, and you'll never forget the person that taught you fundamentals, you know. I fell in love with the sport with him, and he really taught me a lot. But it is the last one that I do a full camp with him, and it's very emotional, but it's also exciting. I'm ready to go out with a bang and make him proud. Man, he's a fantastic coach. And when I told him I was moving, he was very supportive, you know. He understands why I have to go for family and that I need to move on. But when I am able to financially, I will always bring Crew Bob out. Probably not in my early career, you know. But when, you know, hopefully I make Ronda Rousey money, I'll bring him out all the time. But yeah, I always love Crew Bob, man.
Last one before we get out of here. Again, he's been there for you quite a while. What is the number one thing that you're going to take from your experience with Crew Bob?
There's a lot of coaches that are technical and that know how to teach and stuff. I can learn technique from anybody. Anyone can learn any technique from anybody that knows some. But Bob has always been, and you ask anybody this, even just with simple pad work with him, he knows how to push you, man. You're going to die with that guy, you know? He feeds off your energy. He knows when to push you. He doesn't push you too far to hurt you. But I've fought past being gassed in the very last rounds, my 5th round of the title fight, all due to him, man. He pushes you. He knows how to make a fighter out of you. That's what I'm going to take from him.
There you go. Bean Win, Bebe Lace, call y'all all kinds of names. It's been fun. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this fight. I've been at, I think, all your fights out here for the most part.
Talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about it. What's up?
I really appreciate you, man. I think since the beginning, I was part of Mike the Truth crew. I think my fight IQ I owe to you. All those times that we spent watching so many fights and sitting next to you and sitting next to the corners, just hearing, you know, all the knowledge and the cornering and the coaching and watching so many fights, it really taught me about fighting. It really made me smart. Now I know what pros do where, you know what I mean? And like what to expect and see mistakes. It's all from you, man. You can't really replace experience, and you really gave me that view. And I appreciate it.
I mean, well, you were definitely an intricate part, especially in the early stages of helping build this, you know, the MT team, the MT brand. You know, a lot of things couldn't have been done without you, so definitely appreciate that. Gonna be following, shit, all on Instagram. If you're not follow her
At Bebe Lace.
At Bebe Lace on Instagram. Look, if you're not following Bebe Lace, you get everything. You get cats, you get pad work, you get some. Man, you got some fine friends. You get some pretty ladies. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I follow Bebe Lace on the ground. So make sure you follow her there. Follow Twitter too. You know, man, you don't use your Twitter. You need to use your Twitter more.
I do to promote my Instagram.
Yeah. Your shit's linked. You just push share and it just goes to both of them.
It's a lazy tweet. I don't have much to say. Everything is in pictures.
That's true. She's a very visual person. But again, we're definitely gonna be following you on there, keeping up with you. And once this shit builds up and blows up, because look, man, we on Lake Charles right now getting it big.
I hope when I fight for Invicta, Bellator, or Legacy, or UFC, I hope to see you in the media.
We in that thing.
He's a package deal. I'm taking him with me.
There you go. We out of here.